You're going to be involved in competitions that give you a packet at KCBS events. When they're done announcing all the winners, they'll have KCBS reps up front, and they'll say, okay, you know, A through G over here, whatever, and then your team names, and you go up and you're actually going to get a packet that has your individual scores for all 4 products, and then has listings for every team that was there, the total score for all the other competitors that were there. So you see not only the detailed scores for you, but you'll also see the cumulative scores for everybody else that was there. And again, there's always going to be a bright spot. There's always going to be, you know, 1 or 2 things that you've done, or maybe 1 or 2 teams you've come in ahead of that have been doing this for a really long time. There is just always a bright spot. So what you want to do is you want to take the time to evaluate your results. I get a little detailed in how I take a look at this, and you know, it doesn't take me a long period of time, but I'll make the effort to study really where I came in, and studying the results is really what has helped me in 1 year's period of time. I mean, if you look at where I was at the beginning of the year and where I've moved to, you know, here at the end, it only happens through feedback. And you don't have to use the feedback. I mean, you can throw it away, but I think that's really what you're investing in is the feedback that you're going to get from 6 certified judges who have looked at your product, tasted it, and evaluated it in comparison to the others. And like I said, for me, what that feedback allowed me to do, the 2 areas, appearance and tenderness, it allowed me to kind of cook it, taste it, see it, you know, from my perspective, then see what the judges thought, and then really just start to dial in those 2 areas and get them as good as I possibly could. Again, working on the flavor profile at the end, but I got those 2 areas dialed in. Then I really started working on the flavor profile through research, through trial and error and practice, and once you got all 3 of those in all 4 categories, you start to get consistent in how you perform. You're going to get help along the way from you know, cooks are going to share information with you. They're going to, you know, like I say, a lot of times they're not going to give you the complete recipe, but they'll give you enough of, you know, helpful hints that if you listen to it and you have enough experience, you'll be able to see that those helpful hints really do make a difference. But you're always going to put your own personal twist on it. You're always going to put your own personal take on the process and the recipes. And again, you're going to dial it in. But without feedback, without, you know, the information, scores, and breakdowns, you're really running blind, and you have no idea where you need to work or what you need to do, and you're really in the dark. It's that feedback that gives you the light as to where you are, and the adjustments that are available for you to move forward. You make those adjustments, you go, and you'll see the impact of those. So that's really what it's about as far as the sport is concerned. And speaking of scores, we talk about national rankings. A couple different sites that rank. There's barbecuerace.com and nationalbarbecuerankings.com, and you know, that's one of the things that's very cool about having those printed results and numbers and scores and detailed scores, is that it allows those websites to gather all the information. Of course, KCBS has their Team of the Year, so they have a ranking exclusively to them. And Barbecue Race, I think, that's who they rely on. But National Barbecue Rankings also pull in Florida and Georgia and a couple others to come up with their rankings. And again, 7,000 teams out there. I've had people tell me, well, those rankings don't matter. It doesn't make any difference, rankings. Well, you know why it doesn't matter to them? Because they aren't ranked, or they're ranked so low, you know, they're embarrassed about it or whatever. But I guarantee you, as you are competitive and as you are, you know, gaining success out there on the trail, you're going to start to pay attention to national rankings. And so there's the list of, again, Barbecue Race and National Barbecue Rankings, and they're in the book. But one of the things I did in the book, though, is I broke down, in relationship to national rankings, I broke down the 2012 Jack Daniels and compared where they finished at the Jack and where they were nationally ranked at the time of the Jack Daniels. And you will see the nationally ranked teams. There's always some wild cards that, you know, aren't ranked or ranked really low. that do well, get some calls. But as a general rule, the teams that are ranked highly do very well on the national scale. So you can pay attention to those at the right time. Okay, my section in here, the next is talking about you've done the competition, you've gotten your results, the award ceremony's over, and now it's time to call the wife. And I'll tell you a quick story. Again, my wife Caroline is my greatest supporter while I'm off barbecuing and sharing Jesus. She's at home recording music, which is fantastic stuff. But it was my 34th competition that I cooked in before I ever won a grand champion in Dothan, Alabama. And David Morrow from the Blue Bloods was there with me, and he took a picture of me. And so I immediately put it up on Facebook, with me with the check, and you see it. And but I hadn't called Caroline yet. So the first she'd heard about me winning my first grand championship was she saw it on Facebook. I recommend calling before you do that, but get that done. So anyways, you're gonna call the wife, and I'm sure she'll be excited, or the husband, or whatever it is, and that's a great celebration with people who've been supportive of you the whole time. Then you got to drive home and get home, be safe. If you're tired, take a nap. Don't push it. It's not worth it. We want you to come back for the next competition. And then Sunday morning, get your butt to church. You hear me? If you don't have one, start your own. Get your butt to church. Be ready to, section in here, be ready to explain to family and friends. Everybody's going to know that you started doing this and you're out there competing. Be prepared, no matter how you do. They're going to want to know how you did. So, hey, how'd you do at the competition? Well, I came in last, They're going to, yeah, but your barbecue's so good, man, they don't know what's going on. And, you just be aware of that you're going to have to explain it to your buddies. So take pictures, and be ready to share it with them. Because, there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be cheering for you than you actually realize. Friends, family, co-workers, customers, whatever, neighbors, going to want to see how you did. For me, one of the things I do too regularly on Sunday is I will process my leftovers. Whatever leftovers I have at the cooking at the competition, I'll put them in bags after they've cooled to room temperature and put them in the cooler. And then when I get home, they're still in the cooler, still cool and safe. I'll process them. And what I do is I take all my leftovers, break them down into smaller little portions, and vacuum seal the bags, and then I hand them out and give them away to friends and customers, and a chance for me to put a little ministry work out there too for Jesus. And then what I do with my little trailer here is I will basically everything comes out of it that can come out of it, and scrub it down, clean it down, get it all ready to go, wash the walls, scrub the floor, hose it out, and clean all the equipment, and then reload it, except for the cookers, and then take the time to cook the cookers. That way, I'm ready to go to the next one. And as you get into the competitions and as you start to get serious about this and you're doing more and more and more, next spring of 2013, I have 2 tours where I'm doing at least 7 competitions back to back to back to back. So 7 in a row, then I get a break of a week or 2 weeks, and then 7 in a row. So you're kind of moving. Sunday, come back and clean out the trailer, get ready to go. Guess what? Pull your brisket out, and game week starts again for the next competition. So do that. The other thing is, I will keep notes or write notes down as to what happened during the competition that I wanted to do, adjustments I wanted to make or whatnot. And then I actually have sheets, a Word document with 1 page per category. That's my process for cooking, that I'll make my adjustments on. So you want to, while it's fresh in your mind, hey, I want to leave the brisket in a little bit longer, I want to do this to the ribs, I want to do that. You take your notes, make your adjustments, and keep a current recipe process together as you're going along. So that's when you make those game plan adjustments. Now, as I was writing this book and getting this together and doing this, I had some of these rookies out there and people just saying, you got to share a recipe. You know, you got to give us something. You got to give us something. And I mean, they were kind of relentless in their badgering of me to share something with them. So I relented, and I'm going to give you something, all right? I'm going to give you one secret recipe. I'm going to give you one. And I'll give it to you because it's mine. I mean, it's completely mine. I can't give you my chicken. I can't tell you about chicken because chicken ain't mine to give, and I won't do that. A friend of mine gave me that, and I won't give that away. But ribs mine. So, and I'm not only going to give you the recipe, but I will give you the process. I'll give you actually the way that I cook it and what I do with it, and how I do it and when I do it and all that kind of stuff. So here it is. I said I'd give it to you. I didn't say you'd be able to read it. What do you think, I'm nuts? Oh, God bless you guys. It's I don't know how long I've been doing this, but cranked them out this morning, and had a wonderful time making the videos. And I just want to say that I love the sport of barbecue. I have some fantastic friends and brothers and sisters in Christ that I've come to know, and just it's been I could never have imagined me having as much fun as I do with competition barbecue, and an opportunity for me to talk to people about Jesus and the fact that He really is the only way to heaven. And you know, there's other He's it. That's it, and it's complete surrender to Jesus. So it gives me an opportunity to talk about my Jesus, talk about surrendering, share the thank you fairy story, and an opportunity for me to scratch that competitive itch that I have. And what's really cool about it is it's all about ministry. I know God wants me to do really well, because the better I do, the more success I have out there in competition. And my goal is to win the American Royal and the Jack Daniels. That just puts me on a soapbox to talk about. Can you imagine, you know, American Royal Grand Champion, give it to God. Jack Daniels World Champion, give it to God. You know, it's all an opportunity to share my Jesus, and I think He's going to take me to places that are very cool. And I wish the same for you. You're getting into this for the first time, and you know, you're considering getting into it, and jump in with both feet. Have a great time. Be realistic in your expectations, and persevere. You know, 34 competitions it took me before I won my first Grand Championship. So it's not going to happen overnight. If it does, that's great. But there's so much to learn, and so much to enjoy along the way. Enjoy the process from Sunday morning till, you know, the following Sunday afternoon when you're cleaning out your trailer or whatever, putting things away. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it. You know, but because that's what it's about. It's about having fun, being competitive, and cooking some barbecue. So God bless you guys. Take care. I hope to see you down the road and meet you. And if you want the book, you know where to get it. Talk to you later. God bless you.